Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1 2022 Game Ideas series. Today we're taking a look at multiplayer, the 8th episode of this series. If you of course have missed any of the series so far, then you could of course check that out. And of course subscribe if you're new to the channel to see plenty more F1 2021 gameplay. I'm actually going to quickly mention this. I'm very close to 600 subscribers at this moment. So if you have not yet subscribed, then please do. It's the big red button on the video. It massively helps me out in sustaining the channel. So yes, let's get into it then. Now this is going to be a short list. But I'm going to mention something that isn't going to be on the list to start with, and that's just really a stable multiplayer, because let's be honest, we all thought EA taking over, the instability of F1 open lobbies will finally be fixed. Fortunately that hasn't happened, and we've still got the same, it looks like we've got exactly the same servers as we had on F1 2020. So we need EA servers to be able to support the stuff that we want to be able to do, which I'll mention in this video, and also just to be able to race people normally without having lag, disconnects or anything else, because the fact of the matter is it's getting to the point where it's pretty much unacceptable, especially when it happens in esports, because it does happen in esports. It has happened in esports as far as I'm aware. I don't think there's been quite an incident this year. I don't know. I don't watch esports, I should mention, because to be honest, it is a little bit dull at times. So for me anyway, I don't know about you. You guys might prefer esports, but anyway, get moving to some ideas for how multiplayer can be massively improved for F1 2022. And we're going to start with something with esports and also racing league, something that was mentioned by, I think it was mentioned by a subscriber back on F1 2018 Game Ideas. So this is an old idea, but it's F2 and / classic esports and leagues. So obviously we have an F1, we have the current esports championship, which a lot of the esports drivers are very quick, but I think we would be interested potentially to have an F2 series maybe later in the year. Try and spread these esports series out throughout the year, maybe draw a more consistent audience, because when it only happens like once a year, it just gets a little bit dull really. And obviously add leagues to that, because obviously the league system is still there in the game. This is what I was talking about. Again, this is from when they first introduced leagues as part of the game. I don't think they use that quite that much anymore. As I say, I don't know, because I'm not a league racer. If you're a league racer or an esports follower, then let me know in the comments below about those two, if you think that's still a viable thing to have an F2 / classic. I mean, obviously classic cars would bring them back, as I mentioned in a previous episode. Number 2, multiplayer race options. Now, I'm going to come back to this because there's a huge thing about Grand Prix mode options that's in the next week, the final episode. But I do think that you should be able to turn off certain things, like turn off fuel, tyre wear, etc. So you have completely control over everything that you want to play with. So if you want to play with basically gives more options when it comes to custom lobbies, basically, as well. And allows, you know, I mean, if you want to play, have a bit of fun without having to worry about fuel, tyre wear or anything like that, then that would be definitely something to think about. Number 3, 30 car lobbies for the multiplayer car. I mean, it's pretty unacceptable that the maximum car lobby you can have is 20 cars. Yes, I know there's a problem. There's a slight issue with the grids, but most of the grids should be extendable, so we should at least be able to, or the very minimum, have 22 cars racing. because the maximum at the moment you can have in an open lobby racing is 20 plus 2 spectators. You can't have 22 cars racing. Now I'm going to try and expand this to 30 cars, because you know, having a 30 car lobby would be absolute carnage. I don't know if that's a little bit too much, but when you've got a full lobby, you know, it's just more carnage. And when you've got an open lobby with, and I'm talking big names like Araville, Tiamat, Marduk, if you want to get in and race those guys, you've got to wait for ages. And I should know this as a Twitch mod for Arav. I get questions every time when he's streaming live in one of his open lobbies. There's always somebody who can't get in because there's too few cars available. So potentially expanding that could solve that problem. And then also, I'm going to link this to the ranked gameplay, because ranked is pretty much nobody uses ranked. As we know, I mean, if you go on ranked, there's literally like 3 people in there in that lobby. So try and get more. If you had the multiplayer car for 30 car lobbies, and then the F1 2022 cars, the rest of it, then pretty much more people are going to think, oh, do I want to be in a bigger lobby, 30 cars, I want a challenge here, I'm going to go and play ranked. So stuff like that. Yes, I get it that you don't want to have all ranked all the time, because obviously there'll be just unranked casual lobbies that we still want to have 30 car lobbies for. But also, just as a ranked thing, you know, try and get more people in using that. That's just a little bit of an idea, because that is an underused game mode for online. Number 4, exposed by Into the Barrier, well, slightly. Get rid of beginner friendly and experienced social lobbies, because I don't use them. I think I think those presets are horrific. You should just have 2 things: ranked and lobby search. That's the 2 options I want to see on multiplayer. If you have beginner friendly, Into the Barrier did make Into the Barrier made a video about this where he tried both lobbies out, and it seemed there were a lot more faster drivers looking for that 5-lap race that is in the beginner friendly settings, compared to the 25% race that's in the experienced social lobbies, where there are less faster drivers. So again, I think that those 2, yeah, I don't like that. I think they should just have a custom lobby. The filters are a good thing. I will praise them that we've been asking, something that we've been begging for years, in terms of being able to filter lobbies. We just need to make sure that maybe have some presets on those filters. Maybe so that's something to think about in terms of that. Maybe get rid of the beginner friendly and turn those into, put the beginner friendly as a filter preset, and then maybe an esports preset for the experience one. But you want to be able to also have a filter, just 5 laps, some presets of filters, and maybe save some presets of filters as well. So like if you're looking for a multiplayer lobby time after time, you don't have to load, you can just load your presets and then quickly join a lobby. So yes, and the final one is another mode. Now this is not run to be racing, okay? I know that this is probably people aren't going to be a little bit, well, it's supposed to just be racing, but party modes. Now what I mean by party modes, stuff like hide and seek, tag or British Bulldog, or stuff like that you've been seeing in Forza Horizon 5, car football. Who wouldn't want? I mean, we've just seen Rocket League earlier this year do a partnership with F1, so all the F1 cars were in Rocket League earlier this year, which I did make a video on that. But it'd be nice to be able to sort of maybe have a crossover with Rocket League, and maybe get the Rocket League stuff in the F1 game. Again, stuff like that gets the more casual players playing online, and maybe then says, okay, I just want to have a little bit of a race, and then gets them then, oh, there's this party mode, I'm going to play this game for longer. And again, all of these ideas is about improving the game's longevity, because the more people that are playing the game, the more we can get, the more basically the game gets, more people play the game, then the more that EA are going to put into the game, money wise, so that then we can improve the game long term, and then get the stuff that we've been dreaming for years, like to be able to walk around the paddock, stuff like that we've been dreaming for years. All of a sudden those dreams start to become a reality if we get more players in. So yes, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think about multiplayer ideas. If you've got any of your own, then let me know in the comments below. If you've got any other F1 22 game ideas for next week's video, which is sort of just a sort of tidying up some stuff, with some stuff that I haven't really covered so far, then also let me know in the comments below. If you are new around here, then please, of course, do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. Until the next video, then I'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy your day, and goodbye.